feed that many people, but we still allow. It would be better if you called this afternoon,
right,
so that way I know how many chairs to set up or tables to set up. But if they miss it tonight, like if you already have something, you can call us tomorrow or anytime between here and Monday and just let us know, and then we'll keep on adding.
Yeah, if you miss tonight, you can still jump in and be a part of it.
And the Kentucky Humanities Council, you said this is sort of you reached out, and do they provide, I think I heard you mention they provide sort of the curriculum, the outline for this program?
The books come from the Kentucky Humanities Council, and they are actually, they somehow acquired some more money. So this time, if you come at least 4 of the sessions, we're going to give you the set of books that we're using for the whole.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That you get to take home as yourself. In the past, we've come up with those door prizes through local donations across the community, but now the Kentucky Humanities Council is going to give them books rather than us trying to come up with it. And I just wanted to say, when you hear people, when the legislature talks about cutting funding to arts, it's not just about painting murals, it's about programs like this. We have, and we're not spending a lot of money on books, the Humanities Council isn't, because they have a crate of books that they ship around to libraries, and that's how we're scheduled when we can do this, because we have to wait for the books to be available. So money's not being wasted, and the more support we can show for programs like this, then the more we're going to see our kids and our families improve in our community.
Absolutely. And again, what age children is this geared towards?
Elementary.
Right.
Is the target group, but this is, if you have an elementary age child in your house, we want you to come. We want you to bring their 2-year-old
Child care is
siblings.
provided. Please
Yes.
bring the kids. We have child
want
care.
you to bring their high school siblings. We've had high school brothers and sisters come. You know, it's a whole family event, and they sit there. They don't want to be there
At first.
at first.
And then they're like, you
And
can't
we-
keep me away.
And we have grandparents. I mean, it's if you have an elementary age child, we want you there, but we want all of you there together.
Well, I'll tell you, remind them again, like where it's at. Is it online? You know, can they scoop out some stuff, or kind of look and see what we're talking
I
about?
posted some information on our Facebook page. I'm going to add some more today because the flyer I had kept on posting the old one. So I want to repost that when I get back to the library. On Kentucky Humanities Council's website, there's tons of primetime information. I have brochures at the library if you would like to pick up some more information about it.
And hey, before we leave, I'm going to leave my cell phone with you. If anybody wants to call here and they've got questions, and you guys, I'm not going to share it over the air, although half the county has it already.
Can you so the book that will be done? Will you be doing the enacting and doing the book to have people had this in their hands and read yet? So this would just be an introduction tonight.
Tonight is
introduction.
Yeah, so
This
they
is
haven't
introduction.
gotten this
Okay.
one yet. No.
But we are doing a book. I mean, one that Nicole and I have selected that we're just to give them a taste of what they can expect in the coming weeks.
It's a great preview, it sounds like.
Stacey Menser is here, Nicole Adams, and Ashley Jones, representing George Coon Public Library. And primetime reading, of course, will this be in the auditorium of George Coon?
It will be,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
And you
So
get
plenty of
dinner.
room.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
tons of
do
space.
6 to 8. We try to get out of there 8's late for little kids, but our hours are 6 to 8. We feed you, we read, we discuss, we play games, and like I said, if you come once, you're going to want to come
Sounds like
back.
a lot of
Here's
fun.
what I'm thinking. If I get dinner, child care is provided. You're going to wear them out.
Indeed.
Then you're going to read to them. I'm bringing them in their pajamas, and I'm just driving them home.
Pretty good plan.
Sounds like a
them.
good deal.
We can do it. We can do it.
I'm
You
thinking.
wouldn't be the first one to do it.
I'm just saying, that sounds like a plan to me. So,
It's a great way to spend a Tuesday night.
there you go. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for
Hey,
taking
thanks for
time
having
out
us.
and coming.
Thanks
Thank you so
letting us
much
share.
for letting us share about it.
I think that's so cool. Do you need any more volunteers? I mean, would that help? Or do
Yes.
you just need the support more than anything?
Yes, we need more volunteers. You can call me and I can assign you a spot. So
Give them that number again.
Yeah.
365-2884 is George Coon Public Library's number.
Hey guys, Heidi with Capitol Cinemas, your local Princeton movie theater with your weekday lineup. In Cinema 1, Sonic the Hedgehog, PG. In Cinema 2, Birds of Prey, rated R. And in Cinema 3, 1917, rated R. All movies show Monday through Thursday at 6:30. Call during showtime hours at 270-365-0200 or visit us at capitalcinemas.net. Thanks for listening. See you at the show.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Imagine if there were a place you could go to buy gift certificates to some of the best businesses in town. Now, imagine all those great gift certificates priced 30, 35, 40%, and at times over 60% or more off retail every day of the week. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com.
And here's your WPKY 1580 Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. I don't even know what room I'm in at this point. 40% chance of showers today. Now, that's before lunchtime. Cloudy. Those temps are going to fall throughout the day to 42 by about supper time. Tonight, cloudy, then partly cloudy overnight, low around 28. So it's going to get pretty cold. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 47. And then on Thursday, clouds again. We just cannot get away from that. High 39. It is 51 at 828, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Fredonia Valley Bank.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouthwatering desserts sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
The time has come to vote in the Best of Western Kentucky 2019. Vote for your favorite business in over 100 categories today at WPKYonline.com. Voting ends March 1st.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2018 Buick Regal, 13,000 miles, Trice priced at $269 per month for 72 months.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or tricehughes.com.
1580 103.3 WPKY, and we are fortunate enough to have a couple of gentlemen in the building that, see, I called you a gentleman, by the way.
Thank you very much.
That we know and love very well. Of course, Brother Mark Faughn is with us, and now you're with the Baptist Association today, Mister, right?
That is right, Caldwell Lyon Baptist Association.
You got your button down on today.
I do.
You're in official capacity. And we got Brother Rick Reeder.
Good
and,
morning.
of course, we're talking about the Caldwell Lyon Baptist Association, right?
Thank you. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, what all have you guys got going on out there?
Well,
or around here. I guess it's everywhere. It's not just in that building, right?
Here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. We just kind of want to focus on one thing this morning, and that was our conference that we're having on March the 2nd at Southside Baptist Church. We call it the West Kentucky Evangelism Conference. We've been doing this for over 30 years. Started long before I got here. And we're always blessed to have some tremendous speakers. And so I don't know how much you want me to say about it, but if you let me go, I'll keep talking.
Go for it.
Sometimes we have a theme, sometimes we don't. But this year, 2020, is the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Baptist Faith and Message 2000. That was a revised version of the Baptist Faith and Message that was adopted in 2000 at the annual meeting of the Southern Baptist Convention. And
now, is that where they switched from one to the other, or
they revised it and added a few articles? They're called articles, but they deal with doctrinal, biblical doctrinal issues.
Gotcha.
And For instance, the first one is inspiration of Scripture. So that's, if you don't have that, you don't have anything. But and then we go from the Baptist Faith and Message goes from there. It's sort of a doctrinal statement. It's there are other doctrinal statements out there the Baptists have followed for years, but this one it has been accepted and adopted by the Southern Baptist Convention for many years. I won't go into the history of it, but we're fortunate to have 4 of the original committee that revised it and presented it to the annual meeting in 2000. 4 men that were on that committee are going to be speaking at our conference this year. There were about 16 people on the committee. A few of them have passed away. But these 4 men will be here, and they will be preaching doctrinal sermons from different articles of the Baptist Faith and Message 2000. So it's a little different.
Well, and sometimes, and you're talking about people that really, I mean, when you're changing things, I don't know whether you've heard or not, but Baptists can be stubborn, and I say that because but anytime that there's change, that can be an interesting roller coaster, and that can be a pretty tough hill to climb too. So these guys ought to really be an interesting.
Oh, they are
interesting people to listen to.
They are. Among them, they have many years in the ministry. For instance, Dr. Richard Land is currently the president of Southern Evangelical Seminary in Charlotte, North Carolina. But prior to that, he served in his ministry. He served as a pastor for many years, but he also served with what we call it now is the Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission. And it used to be the Christian Life Commission, and so that's the agency of the Southern Baptist Convention that deals with moral, social, and ethical concerns.
Okay.
So he had a radio program across the nation. He had there was a magazine they produced, and so that's what he did in those days. But currently, he's a seminary president. So Dr. Richard Land will be with us. He was here with us several years ago once.
Okay.
But, and then we have Dr. Fred Luter. Dr. Fred Luter he serves as senior pastor at Franklin Avenue Baptist Church in New Orleans, Louisiana, which he's been there since 1986. And he was on that committee, but he's also the first African American president of the Southern Baptist Convention, and he was elected in 2012.
Oh wow! I bet he's got an interesting story.
He does, and matter of fact, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, it scattered his congregation to about 4 different states.
Oh wow!
And Dr. Luter traveled those 4 states, and those people they kind of found out where each other were. They were kind of like in exile for a while, if you want to think of it. He was kind of like the prophet that goes to the believers.
He was the circuit riding preacher.
He was.
That's from back in the old days. That's basically what he did.
He did. He went to Texas. He went to, I think, maybe Alabama, to other places. But keeping the congregation together, meanwhile the rebuild and fix the church. It's a large church. And of course, the same thing happened with the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, whose president was Dr. Chuck Kelly, who's also going to be with us.
Okay.
And he was there when Katrina hit the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary.
So this is going to be some interesting speakers.
Very interesting men.
With a lot of stories to tell,
that's
it sounds
right.
like.
He was a president there for 23 years, and then he's retired. His office is Distinguished Research Professor of Evangelism and President Emeritus, and he's been in ministry since 1972. So all the 4 men who are going to be with us have been Southern Baptist roots for decades. They have been leaders in our convention and instrumental in this, revising the Baptist Faith and Message to the year 2000. And then Dr. Roger Spradlin was born in Oklahoma, but he went to the ministry in 1978. And this is interesting. He served as a student minister before becoming a pastor, and then he became the pastor of Valley Baptist Church in Bakersfield, California, where he had served on staff for many years. And so he's been there over 30 years, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And so he's going to be with us as well.
That's a heck of an area. That's kind of an interesting, diverse area.
It is. It's near L.A., and But the Lord's blessed that church. I think they have an attendance of about 8,000.
Oh my goodness!
And he's been there long. They have multiple ministries to different areas of the city and county and area there. And so they minister. They reach out in many different ways. They don't just reach in; they reach out. So we're privileged to have these 4 men of God to be with us, and then somebody that everybody knows around here, Brother Dane Hodges, was minister of music at First Baptist Princeton. He's going to be taking care of the music for the day. So he's got a great music program planned in between the preaching. We have 3 sessions. We start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We have 3 messages and singing in there. And then we stop at about 11:30 or so. We can have lunch, and then we come back at 1:30.
Oh, wait, you said food?
That's
right. Nora, and it's going to be a challenge.
You should have said that in the beginning.
Yeah. Right. Well, this is going to be a challenge because we used to serve the meal at Southside there in the past, and in order to maybe shorten the time that people have to go and eat,
we're
going to try to do that in the church in the fellowship hall that's upstairs, and it's going to be crowded, but we're going to do the best we can.
That's a big church. You can handle a lot of people.
Hopefully, we can handle those folks, and but anyway, so that we can come back into the auditorium for a brief period and maybe have a panel discussion with these 4 guys before we start having the preaching again. So it's a little different, but they told us, they said, every one of them said, when we're there, use us however you want to. We're yours for the conference. And so we want to hear from them because they have a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight into things, not only in the past of the history of the SBC, but current challenges as well.
Well, and if they're successful in doing what they did and in their ventures, I'm sure they've got some great advice for the people here.
Yeah, the Lord's blessed these men and used them greatly in the convention, and we admire them and appreciate them. And it's just unusual that the 4 of them, I think it's the first time the 4 of them have been together probably in 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Since the passage of this.
Well, this ought to be a fun one then.
Right. So it should be, and it should be interesting for everybody who can come and hear. And if you can't stay all day, come to what you can. The afternoon starts at 1:30, and we go to about 4, and then we break for dinner. That'll be on your own somewhere, and then we come back at 6 for a brief concert, and then 2 more sermons that evening.
Well, of course, we're talking to Brother Rick Reeder and Brother Mark Faughn, and he's a Raiders fan, but I love him anyway. But of course, with the Caldwell Lyon Baptist Association, and I don't want to confuse this with the board meeting. This is not the board meeting.
No,
this is different than the board meeting.
That's right.
But I think some people might get confused with that. So this is not the associational board meeting.
No.
So to make sure everybody knows who is this open to and who is this for?
It's open to the public. It's anybody that wants to come. If you love good preaching, and you love good singing, and you love good worship,
and good food.
Hopefully.
No, it'll be good.
And we're blessed to have 3 of these 4 guys coming in early, and they're going to be speaking in different churches in our association Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and we're blessed at Cedar Bluff to have Dr. Land to come at 10:45 Sunday morning, March 1st. And so we're really looking forward to that, and we want to invite folks to come out to that. I think he's going to be at Donaldson Sunday evening, and 2 of the other guys are going to be in different churches in our association. So we're going to have different opportunities to hear these guys, and He's going to speak through them.
Well, I think they've got something different they've got a different perspective. They've been through some pretty major stuff that, we can say I've been through that. But really and truly, have you ever been a circuit riding preacher? Now, you may have.
No.
I wouldn't put it past you. But literally on the back of a horse. But it's...
I think he was in a car, though, actually.
Probably. I was talking about Brother Mark. I wouldn't put it past him.
I have preached on the back of a horse before.
See, I'm telling you, I wouldn't put it past him. But, that's got to be an interesting thing, bouncing when your parishioners are so spread out like that because of disaster. We think a spread out is halfway around the county, and one is at Farmersville and one maybe out at Crider. Or, when you think about that, that's tough. Because I know a lot of places places would just say, they'll join another church. I don't have to worry about it. They'll just join another church. And I think that's cool that they actually held on to them and said, no, I'm gonna go to where they are.
Right. The flock was scattered, and he went. He was a good shepherd, and he went and found them and ministered to them where they were.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Make sure that we know what date that is again. Remind us.
March the 2nd. Monday, March the 2nd.
And plan to stay all day, right?
Absolutely.
Starts at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Do we need to call ahead or anything like that?
Just come. Just come. And one thing I will tell folks, if we have a challenge with parking, because Southside is doing some building over there, we've secured about 3 little smaller parking areas off-site, not far, around the corner at Fortner's, which is closed, but they allowed us to use their parking lot. And then down Max Arnold has a place beside them, or behind them, and then over one on beside a little bit beside the gas station there that's across from the electric plant board. So those 3 areas, we're going to try to have a shuttle van in case it's cold or raining.
I started saying that Brother Mark's going to have to drag me up that hill behind there before. If I'm walking, somebody's got to drag me up that hill. But y'all will shuttle them back and forth.
We're hoping to have 3 shuttles, for one for each, session. Each session, somebody will be out there hopefully with a van. And if it's, it's not far to walk, but if you can't walk that far, if we are challenged with parking, you might want to let your people off at the door and then go park. So, and we'll have signs up to identify those little places as parking spots.
I think that's fantastic. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else the Baptist Association's got coming up?
We're focused on that right now. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff coming up this year. I mean, we've got a mission trip to Staten Island, New York. We've got a pastors conference in Mexico in July, and we've got hopefully a gospel saturation in both of our counties in May. We did this a few years ago. We called it Find It Here. We'll call it something else this time. But basically, we're going to go to every house in Caldwell and Lyon County with a package of information that shares Jesus with them and tells them how they can know him. And
well, you go by and hit my kids twice, would you? I'm just saying they can always use it.
Everybody needs Jesus.
That's right. Everybody needs Jesus.
I'll tell you, why don't you come back and I know we've got Easter coming up and a lot of things will be going on in the area with that. So come back and see us and update us on all of that. And Brother Mark, what do you got going on at Cedar Bluff? Because I know y'all never sit still.
Well, we're hot and heavy into our Bible drive. In fact, we're going to be over at Clarksville, Hilldale Baptist Church, Thursday afternoon from 4 to 6, taking up Bibles and collecting money for Bibles to go around the world, folks that don't have them. And we'll also be taking up an offering at our Evangelism conference on Monday, March 2nd, for that.
So they could bring their Bibles
then. They can use Bibles then, they can bring a check and write a check to buy a case of Bibles, 40 Bibles. We can buy for $38, 95 cents for a Bible to someone around the world that doesn't have one.
That would be great for a Sunday school class.
It is.
Kind of pool their money and have that kind of project for the year.
Yes, we encourage that. So get your Sunday school class going on that.
Don't you love it when the finger points right back at you? Hey, I'll tell you, I appreciate it, though, because there's a lot of things going on that, people don't necessarily know about, or maybe, it's associational wide, and we don't know, or we do forget. And I promise you, Brother Mark's got more things going on at Cedar Bluff than that. And he's going to come back and talk about all of that, too. And if you've got any questions, I know that there's a Facebook page, right, for the Caldwell County Lyon Baptist.
Caldwell Lyon Baptist
Caldwell
Association.
Lyon Baptist Association. You've got a really great Facebook page on there that the different churches are always adding things on, and when they're doing things and that sort of stuff. When there's concerts at different churches, I always see that on there. I'm sure it's going to get full up with Easter egg hunts before long, I would imagine, from the churches. And Cedar Bluff, how do they get a hold of and find out what's going on out there?
Well, they can just call my phone number, 270-339-8542 is my number, and if I don't answer, just leave me a message and I'll get back with you.
Bless his heart, he's brave to put his phone number out there, isn't he?
Hey,
yeah, I'm going to date myself, but what used to be that one of those most famous telephone numbers was BR549. You remember that?
Oh, that is. You are dating yourself a little bit, though, aren't you?
It's in the Wayback Machine there.
Well, we sure do appreciate you coming in and braving the weather this morning, and we're going to hear more from them as time goes on, and good luck with the, I think that's going to be one heck of a day.
Thank you very much for allowing us to come on this morning.
Yes,
Well, we appreciate you. You tell Miss Kay that we said hi, okay?
I will do that.
I'm telling that. I always tell him when I see him, I don't know how he doesn't weigh 400 pounds.
I'm heading in that direction.
We love Miss Kay, though. I'll tell you what. Let's check in with Ty. Are you out there, bud? Where are you at? Are you? I think you're over at Trice Hughes, aren't you? Let's see. I guess we'll have to check in with. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Now I got you.
All right, good deal. I'm with Trent Burton, the general manager here at Trice Hughes, and Trent, I tell you, it's this weather's been something this year, but you can count on consistency at the home team here at Trice Hughes, can't you? A great sales team, great service department, and folks know when they come and they're dealing with Trice Hughes, they're going to get a great deal, and they're going to get people that smile at them and treat them right.
Well, good morning, Ty. Yeah, we've had plenty of rain here lately, and I've got a good sales team. We've got a good month going. We'd like to have everybody come out and show us a little support, and we'll try to put you in the car that you want.
Tell you what, it's tax time, and a lot of folks getting refunds, and you've got some quality pre-owned vehicles that are priced just right out there on the lot that you could take your nice tax refund and come in here and drive away with something new for the family, or if you want something kind of fun, you got that too, I bet.
We got all kinds, Ty. We got a place that we can get anybody financed that has a little issue there. We can. We've got cars below $10,000, which is really sought at this time of year, and we can go up from there.
That's fantastic. Of course, the sales team, when you come in here, you've got guys that every time I walk in here, whether I'm not looking for a car, I have in the past, but I tell you what, they'll stand up, they'll smile at you and say, "Can I help you?" You've got a great online inventory as well. Folks can browse that. And guess what? Come on in here and check out the lot, especially under 10,000 lot, because last week I drove that Nissan that was unbelievable, 2019, and that's the type of car that is good for someone that's maybe commuting back and forth to college, commuting on their job, or if you've got a son or a daughter for their first car, that would be a dandy for that, wouldn't it?
That's true, Ty. That little Nissan Altima is a good price saver car. It's going to get you good fuel mileage. It's a safe car for a young adult, so yeah, perfect. And we got all kinds of that kind of style in stock.
And if it's not in stock, guess what? Trice can find it. The home team here, if you're looking for something particular, guess what? They can reach out there. They've been doing this a long time. They know what they're doing, and they can find it for you, and they can make it right. So come on in here and check out the home team. Trent Burton's here. Of course, he's the general manager. See this quality sales staff, and guess what? When you buy your car from here, you're going to be treated just like royalty. I'll tell you, every time when you come in here to get that thing serviced. And let's not forget that service department and the parts department here at Trice Hughes and the body shop as well. It's a full-service dealership, and they'll take care of you.
That's true, Ty. Anything that you have to have done on your vehicle, if it's a deer damage to the body shop, free estimates are wrote over there, to simple brake jobs in the service department, any kind of parts you want ordered. We can order any kind of part, not just GM or Chrysler. We can order your Nissan or your import. Just come in and give us a call. We'll take care of you.
Fantastic. And come see the home team. They're located out on 91 North in Princeton. Be sure to browse their website for that great vehicle that you're looking for. And if you don't find it there, then come on in and visit this home team. Great sales staff. They're at 91 North in Princeton. It's the home team of Trice Hughes in Princeton, Kentucky. Come see them.
All right, Ty, come on back. I'll tell you what, we have got more to come. We're going to check in with WPKY's Bill Booth. He is on location, and we've got one of the coolest. This is one of those that's a really intimate. You don't get this opportunity to see these people up close and personal, unplugged, acoustic, with this kind of a price tag on a ticket. So it's a really, really special thing, and it's for a great cause. And we're going to check in with our own Bill Booth. And Bill, are you there this morning?
Yes, ma'am. Dodging raindrops like everybody else.
I'll tell you what, I think this is such a cool thing. This is worth all the raindrops to have to drive there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've never really done anything like this before. It's a program called Songs from the Heart, and it is a fundraiser for the American Heart Association. And we are bringing in. We just got lucky. We have a singer-songwriter who's written a lot of hit country songs and now is kind of doing a career of his own. His name is C.J. Solar. We got kind of lucky because this week in Nashville, it's country radio seminar. So record labels and artists and radio boys and girls all get together. And so C.J. Works out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but he's going to be in Nashville for this CRS meeting. So Friday night, CJ is coming up to our offices at Highway 68, 924, and we have a new addition there. We call it unofficially the radio room, but it's actually the DJ Everett III radio room, named after our late owner. It's got antique radios from 1919 all the way up to the late 60s. CJ's coming up. He's donating his time, his talent. He is going to perform. He's bringing a player with him, so it's going to be a couple of them performing an acoustic set, and he's donating everything. We are serving a full meal from Triplets Barbecue at Cada's Family Restaurant, and the price tag, as you said, if you tried to drive to Nashville and do this, it would be a lot more. You would pay this for parking, but it's just $25 a ticket. And every penny, the station's working to make sure all the food comes through, no charge at all to the American Heart Association. So every penny we make off ticket sales will go to the American Heart Association test. So we're pretty excited. We've not done anything like this before. We've had it before where people kind of, we go around with a hat in the office or get sponsors and then do a walk-a-thon. But as you know, and you might be like me, Tess, I'm all about eating for charity.
Hey, I'm all about eating for any reason, but charity is a really good one. I'll tell you, the Triplets Barbecue by itself, just to go eat in the corner on a picnic table, in a room that's not fantastic, and by the way, a museum, and by the way, just really cool to sit in, is worth $25. But then you add Triplets Barbecue to the atmosphere, and then, oh, by the way, there's a private concert, because that's basically what it is. It's an intimate, private concert.
It's not like you're going to be sitting in an auditorium of 5,000 people. We have set a limit of 40 tickets. That's it. So it stays, used the word intimate, which is a good word. It stays small and intimate. And CJ Solar, S-O-L-A-R, if you want to look him up, he'll be there. He'll visit with everybody. He'll do a meet and greet. 5:30, we're going to visit, kind of have a little social time, and we'll get the program started at 6. We're going to have, hopefully, if she's up to it, we're going to have a young lady who has benefited and battled heart disease, benefited from the American Heart Association speak. If she's not, our own Kimberly Allen will tell her story. It just depends upon how she's feeling Friday night. But obviously, this is a cause very important to her. And Tess, as you know, probably, I think a lot of people are surprised when they learn that in Kentucky, heart disease is the number 2 killer in the state. I mean, it's number 2. It is that drastic here in the Commonwealth. And, we thought we'd try to do a little something about it.
We were talking earlier, Ty and I were, and I said, I was shocked. I had a heart attack when I was in my 30s. And it's one of those things that, had there not been the advancements that there has been in the last decade, man, would my family look different today. And I think that's most people's in our area. I don't know very many people, especially, that have not been touched in one way or another with heart attacks or heart disease. And it's these advancements that, can make the difference in a family being a full family and it looking very different on the face. And if you can do that and at the same time, you can give to that charity, you can sit down and eat a family meal, or even just with a loved one or even by yourself and get a concert at the same time while you're helping those advancements be in place. I mean, I can't see how you lose there.
Well, you really didn't have a choice because I'm probably both of them. So they know exactly how important it is. You're right. We're going to do like a family shot. So take it to the left.
Well, we're having a little trouble hearing you, but there we go. Now we got you.
I gotta pay my bill. I'm sorry. They always cut me. That's when they let me know my cell phone bill's overdue. Okay, so I'm kidding. So what we're going to do is serve family style. At each table, you'll have enough food to feed everybody at the table. It's very informal. You don't have to get all gussied up to come. You can come and just put on a nice pair of pants or shirt or a top. You're ready to go. And we're going to have a great time. And tickets are very, very limited. So I'd urge you, if this is something you'd like to do, please call, reserve your tickets. I'm going to give you a phone number at 270-522-3232. That's 270-522-3232. Tell me you need 2 tickets, Songs from the Heart. And if you do write a check, that's fine, but make it out to the American Heart Association, because we're going to turn all this money over.
And again, remind me, this is a limited seating thing. You don't want to wait till the last second. Go ahead and get those reserved, right?
No. You can't just show up because we have to make plans for the meal, etc. So, yeah, it's a 40 tickets maximum. And I just heard, evidently it's a pretty cool event, because I have an 18-year-old bonus daughter, Tess, as you know, and she's not a huge country music fan. But I guess she did her research, and she's like, I think I'd like to go to that thing. I'm like, really?
Yeah, he's not hard to look at. He's not necessarily hard to look at, Dad.
No, he's only 20. He's only like 25, which is young to me. But oh my gosh, what he's been able to do in the music business already. And 2 things people from Louisiana know about: music and food. So I think it's going to be a good time. I hear he is tremendous live. I've not seen him live. I'm looking forward to it, and we thank him so much for donating his time and talent. And of course, Donna Fincham and Kim Allen have kind of handled all the details, put this together. And golly, we just wanted a fun night. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do dishes. And when you're done, you can feel good about making a donation to the American Heart Association.
Well, I tell you, I think I'm going to see you there. I think it'll be fun. They can meet you guys, take great pictures, and a great time and for a great cause.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just shoot down I-24, get off at exit 65, and you're there. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from Caldwell County. So, and the Heart Association serves the whole area. It's not just a Hopkinsville thing or a Cadiz thing or Elkton thing or a Princeton thing. I mean, heart disease affects us all.
It does, Bill. Good morning, and it's a great night for awareness as well. The thing about heart disease is there are many reversals that can take place if you have heart, whether it's high blood pressure, you may be a little bit overweight, and you can modify your diet, start exercising, and it's good to educate yourself and be around folks and remind each other that we might can be a little healthier and have a healthier lifestyle and do the really good thing. I heard you mention that the second largest killer of folks here in the state of Kentucky. So it's a good night of awareness as well, and it's going to be a special night over at the Metroplex.
And I would just warn you now, if you're listening to this program at this very moment, that there will be radio people in attendance at this event. That means we've ordered extra dessert from the Cadiz Family Restaurant. You will not have to fight for your banana pudding, your dessert. I mean, there'll be plenty of dessert there. Even radio people will not be able to eat all the food we're going to lay out for the shindig.
I'm telling you, there's a reason why we're in radio, Mr. Booth.
Eating for charity. You can write that down. Use it.
Well, thank you so much. Be careful on the road. We hope to see you on Friday.
Yes. By the way, if law enforcement is listening, I'm totally hands-free.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm not driving and talking on the phone.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. Well, of course not. You wouldn't do things like that.
Monitoring this channel.
Bluetooth.
You got to be careful,
Bluetooth is a wonderful thing, sir. Drive safe, and thanks for being with us this morning on Coffee Talk.
Remind us that phone number again.
Oh, yeah, thank you. 270, obviously, 522. And then just remember 3232. Anybody that answers the phone can help you. I would encourage you, if you don't have plans and you want to have plans for Friday night, go ahead and call today, because we're going to be doing a final head count, I think, in the morning, and then and making sure we've got plenty of food. So it's going to be a great night. We're going to have fun. And Tess, you said it best. I mean, this is professional entertainment that you don't have to drive to Nashville for. So it's a win for all of us.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mr. Bill Booth in the house on Coffee Talk. Of course, that DJ...
Okay, I got to go. I think I'm losing the wiper. Bye.
Oh, I'll tell you, that guy right there, We love him and thank him so much. He's always on assignment for us, and of course, always busy over there at WKDZ as well. 40% chance of showers. I hope he picks up that wiper on the side of the road there, Ty, because he's gonna need it. Of course, that's before lunchtime. I'm hoping that 60% chance that it won't is going to kick in after lunchtime. Falling temps to about 42 this afternoon. Should be around 40s at least by supper time. Tonight, cloudy. Of course, partly cloudy overnight, low 28. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 47. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high 39. It is 50, all of 50 at 9:01. 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Raider Auction Company.
At Penny Ryle Electric, we're helping to build the leaders of tomorrow today. This year, Penny Ryle Electric will present 12 $1,000 scholarships to let students in our service area shine to their fullest potential and become guiding lights for future generations. Scholarships will be awarded to students enrolling in 2- or 4-year college programs and vocational and technical training. Scholarship applications are available at each of our locations, or you can download the app at precc.com. That's precc.com.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Don't go out to eat, go out to Eda at Chili's. Chicken or shrimp fajitas are now on 3 for $10. So hear that chicken sizzle.
Ooh, yummy.
Or that shrimp sizzle.
They sound so similar.
People laughing and having fun. Hey, Gary, maybe take it down a notch? It's a bit much.
Sorry.
Just kidding, Gary. Live your truth. Go out to Eda at Chili's for 3 for $10. That's a starter, fajita, and Coke, all for $10. Together, we Chili's. At participating restaurants only. Price may vary in Hawaii.